Does plane shift work on inanimate objects and giant piles of cash? Asking for a friend.
I think plane shift is creatures.
Asking for a friend.
I think plane shift is creatures.
Yeah, does the key fit?
You put the key in?
Yeah.
Roll initiative.
Something, the obvious.
Rickard, if you tell us we're surprised, I'm going to call you a liar.
Yeah.
So if it's a mimic, plane shift will work to answer your question.
Riot, you're up first. Or your what's your initiative? I should ask. I ask you first because you're at the top of the list.
I hadn't rolled yet. It's 22 though.
Okay, it's not bad. Considering my monster rolled a -1. Kelian.
16. Yeah, none of us are surprised by this, alright.
I'm surprised you didn't do anything to check to see first.
Yeah, I'm
Liberation?
surprised you didn't shoot it first.
Every time I've done that in the past, nothing has happened.
Rick is just gonna say it actually wasn't a mimic, and we're all gonna be stunned for 6 seconds.
Liberation.
Liberation's on a 7.
Nath.
Nath acts at 13.
And Mahogany.
10.
And Zook.
24.
No. No, absolutely nobody is surprised when Kelian. So we're gonna
should be.
go ahead and put Kelian up there as he climbs up on the pile. So yeah, when he goes to put the key in the hole, Zook sees it first. This chest opens its gaping maw and it's filled with teeth and a giant grasping tongue. And you see various parts of the treasure mound itself begin moving very swiftly. Zook's up.
Zook whips a dagger at it.
At what?
At the pile.
Just like into the pile of treasure?
Actually, no, into the baby face's mouth.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Got him.
15, yes.
15 does not hit.
Zook looks disappointed. Then jets over here to go scoop up his the other dagger.
Okay, Riot.
Riot is going to cast Sacred Flame on it. So it's got to make a dexterity saving throw.
It's bad at these.
I bet. It being an inanimate object and all.
15.
No.
Okay.
So that is 19 radiant damage.
And something happens when you throw this sacred flame out there. The chest itself opens up its maw. It looks like at first it's going to eat Kelian, as expected. But when you summon the sacred flame and throw it out, it instead clasps its mouth shut around it. And you hear a gulping, swallowing sound.
Wait, did it just eat Kelian?
No, it just ate your sacred flame.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Moving or staying put?
Staying put.
Okay, Kelian, you're up. You haven't actually put the key in the chest yet. You're not grappled or adhered by this thing, but you are in its threat range.
Okay, well, I'm still going to shoot it in the face.
Just point blank?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Riot, you're at level 17, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So my cantrips are 4D.
No one else is in range of it, though, huh? I don't get sneak attack bonus.
No, you don't.
No, its effective range is this 10 by 10 square. You need to be standing adjacent to this.
I want to use Terran's sword.
Yeah.
Okay, and do what?
Use Eldritch Blast on it.
Okay.
And if my notes are correct, which I'm sure they are, there's 3 charges of it, but that's... Do I roll to hit, or do I just
It's
roll
an
the
attack
damage?
roll.
It's an attack roll? Okay.
Yep.
I don't know what I add to it, so...
Charisma and
The
spellbook.
charisma. Yeah.
Yeah, charisma and, proficiency.
Okay, so plus proficiency plus charisma, that's 20.
20 will hit.
And how many of those do you get per cast?
3.
Yeah, so you get to roll that twice more.
Oh, alright.
Oh no,
cool.
it's three separate attacks.
Okay. Well, in that case...
Oh, things could get stupid if Kelian
That's
gets an
a-
attack on this.
That's a crit.
Nice.
I don't know if that does anything.
It does.
It actually does double damage.
Oh, yeah.
And 16.
16 also hits.
Okay, so that's...
Does he add his charisma to this? To the damage?
Just as a D10 force damage for each
Okay.
blast. So, but 2d10 for the one that's a crit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only 2d10? Okay.
Well, it's a D10 for each blast, but one of those blasts is a
blast?
crit. So you're going to be
Okay.
rolling 4d10 total.
I wrote down 3d10 for some reason. Okay,
Yeah, three beams.
got it. So, okay. And can select all of them.
So many dice.
That's 18.
18. Okay, and you blast this thing in the face? Question mark? With his Eldritch Blast. And
Is it a fiend? I don't suppose it's a fiend, is it?
it is not.
Okay.
But it's definitely having an effect on the thing. Like, you're blowing apart part of the material that comprises this golden outer shell, what looks like a treasure box. Moving or staying put?
Yeah, I'm going to cunning action disengage.
Okay, before you move,
Go.
make me a charisma saving throw.
That's like one of the two I'm not trained in anymore. Like, ugh.
It's rough, buddy.
I'm actually very proud of this monster.
That is 12.
A 12?
I can't imagine
Yeah.
what does it.
You go to disengage and move away from it, but it's just so much treasure. You
Oh,
just
come
can't
on.
bring yourself to step down.
Oh,
So
come on.
You are charmed until the end of your next turn.
Ugh.
So your
I
next
use this
turn,
against
you
my partner.
must use an action to rummage the contents of this treasure pile. Nath, you're up.
So it's the space it occupies is the...
Yeah, that encompasses the large box and then the pile of treasure around it. And there's this illumination coming down from above.
And you said it's made of metal?
The chest itself, well, you thought it was made of solid gold, but now you know that it's made out of mimic.
Okay. Move to here, and it gets to make a DC 19 saving.
What kind of saving throw?
Constitution.
Constitution. I've got a 23.
Yep. So no effect.
Go ahead and make me a charisma saving throw.
This is against a spell?
No.
Is it against an aberration?
An aberration?
Yeah.
Aberration.
It's against the
Aberration.
mimic chests.
Are mimics aberrations, or...
They are constructs, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. Pretty sure.
That would be a... Charisma... Oh, wow. 4.
A 4. You go to cast a cantrip on this thing, and your cantrip doesn't take effect. Whatever you were trying to cast, it has to save. But again, you're looking at this pile of treasure. You just can't believe, why am I trying to hit this thing with magic? I should go up there and rummage through this treasure. So you're charmed until the end of your next turn, and you're going to have to use your next action to move towards the pile and rummage through it.
Do
Mahogany.
I still have reactions, or not?
Give me a second, I'll look that up. You still have your reaction, but you cannot attack the mimic. You cannot target it with harmful effects.
Okay.
And it has, for what it's worth, it has advantage on social checks against you.
In case you want to converse with it.
But you still have reactions. Mahogany.
Okay.
Hey, Brick.
Yes, sir.
So clearly, knocking this thing prone doesn't make any goddamn sense.
It's well, you might be able to push it over.
That was my question. Yes. I'm gonna back up, and then I'm going to wild shape into a Triceratops,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna charge it,
So you're just
trying
gonna,
to knock this stupid box over.
okay. Sure.
So I'm gonna gore it. How does a 17 do?
17 is good.
Oh, hey, there's 48s right here. Convenience. 20 6 piercing damage, magic.
Okay.
And then it needs to make a strength saving throw or be knocked over.
Now, good news and bad news.
Yeah.
The good news is it failed its strength save, and you blow this box over backwards, and it goes tumbling back in this giant pile of treasure. The bad news is Kelian was currently rummaging through the area, rummaging through the box and the treasure around it. So he's going to be knocked prone next to it as he goes toppling over backwards as well.
Kelian's a sacrifice, and I'm going to stomp it.
I'm going to stomp it.
Stomple it.
That's a 21? 22.
That'll hit.
And I'll roll my bludgeoning. That was an oddly specific roll. That's 18 bludgeoning magic.
Okay, and I need a charisma saving throw from you.
Oh, I'm good at those.
This is how the party meets its demise.
This is it.
It's okay, Riot's gonna save us all. Riot can make charisma saves.
It's eating my spells, though.
That's a 9.
A 9. So it's
Wow.
like, first of all, you're stamping on all this wonderful treasure.
Yeah.
Second of all, you're exasperated because you don't have any thumbs to pick up any of this, and you're just sad. So you're
I'm just picturing, like, you know when a dog is just, like, digging through dirt? I'm just knocking gold in all directions, just like, yay!
so you are charmed by the mimic, and you've got to spend your next turn
Being an ass.
rummaging through this treasure. Liberation.
Oh my god.
Can you
okay,
resist
so
the temptation?
none of this? How can I do? How can I even do? Is this a can I get advantage on the save because of my monk ability? So I mean, I can shrug it off as an action.
Mm-hmm.
No, then
What?
it doesn't give you advantage on
Then,
save.
yeah, you have to make the save and then wait till you get an action.
Yeah.
You might... Yeah. You would be able to spend a key point to reroll that save once.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could do that.
And you punch it, you have advantage because it's prone.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, no, that is rad. Give me one moment. This is how the party ends. Not with a bang, but a whimper.
Well, more like a slurping noise.
I would say we'd make that charisma save eventually, but Mahogany won't.
Nath won't.
Kelian will. He just needs to not roll bad.
This is the dumbest monster ability, and I just put it on a monster that it has no business being on.
I used that in a group of creeping coins.
That sounds pretty good.
Okay, give me just.
There's
Alright,
a 4E wizard illusionist spell that does the same thing, that makes monsters go towards illusionary treasure you conjure.
So there's an ability I have that hits on a line. Can I move like right there, and then hit it from a line without striking Kelian or Mahogany?
Is it a 5-foot line?
It is a 5-foot line. Yes.
Because they're both currently rummaging through the pile of treasure, I'm going to say no. They're both, for all intents and purposes, they're both engaged with the monster.
Okay, kids, you guys are going to have to make dexterity saving throws.
If you want to just clip part of the treasure pile and not aim at the chests, you could do that. But there's no guarantee that will do anything.
Well, what I'm talking about is the Staff of Thunder and Lightning's Lightning Strike ability.
Right?
5 foot wide, 120 feet long. Each creature in that line must make DC 17 saving throw.
Yeah. If you're aiming at the chest, you're going to hit both of the people engaged with the chest, but you can aim at just the pile of treasure around the chests if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna aim at the pile of treasure. So
Okay.
I don't want to blast Kelian with this. Or
Whoa!
It's a dexterity save.
Yep.
I got a 9.
DC 17 is the save. Okay.
9 is a lower number than 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, he's about to have a very bad day.
Would you call this chest very dexterous, Rickard?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Hiya. That's a lot of 6s. Holy shit, that's a lot of 6s.
That's a lot of 6s. My God.
43 lightning damage to that thing.
Did you by any chance sacrifice a virgin to a volcano before
Possibly.
the session?
I don't know.
I'd have to go ask her.
Nath, Mahogany, and Kelian, you suddenly snap out of it as gold gets blasted against all the back walls. This lightning bolt cuts through this pile of treasure, and the mimic goes slack. It stops moving.
Liberation looks to Kelian, and Mahogany grins.
I can carry that now.
And then over the course of the next 30 seconds or so, the facade drops. The mimic is just a giant gelatinous puddle of flesh, basically. Just this amorphous blob. And none
I
of the
realize
gold
we're
is real.
dealing with a pit fiend, but where do they get things like that? Where in the multiverse do you go to get a sentient, evil treasure chest want to be that will just sit in your home, wait till hapless people come in and decide to steal it?
Fantasy Costco?
See Costco.
Yeah, I don't have a card. Couldn't check.
Kelian, have you upset any wizards lately? Because it feels like this thing someone create just
to fuck with you.
yes.
Specifically Kelian. Like I hate Kelian so much, but I want to see him die this way.
I do have to say we do find an improbable number of mimics. To the point that we literally just fought a mimic.
Okay. So
I mean, I could ask at the next, wizard conference I attend.
WizardCon?
It is.
WizCon.
That did seem pretty inevitable.
Yeah.
So what's
on
next?
129.
So we've got more gold doors.
With nothing
Don't-
behind.
Seem to have anything. I mean, I didn't check the two on the far there, but I checked all the ones to the south, and there's nothing able to respond.
Yeah.
Do I still have the key? Is the key still existing?
Yeah, I mean, you fish around through the amorphous pile, and you do fish out the gold key.
Did we try? I don't remember if we tried anything with the key.
You don't?
You tried a lot of things.
No, yes, to get into the room, but not necessarily just for the cells.
Oh no one's tried anything with the cells.
I don't think that would work because why would Locke give a key to the cells for
Because
prisoners?
there's no blood
Because-
mechanisms in these doors.
Because also he told, or at least according to Isius, Locke's guests would sometimes come through here to torch people as a reward.
Yeah, that's
Third idea, because he's a Burk. Because he's a giant Burk and he's doing Burk things to fuck with us.
Says the Triceratops.
Over the mind link, as
Over
you
the
do.
mind link. Yeah, says the psychic Triceratops.
So what do you do with the gold key?
Kelian tosses it to Liberation.
Okay.
Do your
Liberation
thing.
catches it, puts it in his pocket. I've done my thing.
Okay.
What?
Don't you
Liberation
want to
is
liberate the things in these cells? Hmm?
Don't think there's anything in these cells, yo. That's what. Nath
Personally,
said.
I'd rather not check.
Alright, whatever.
I mean, the only question is, do we want to go down to the Oblivion room? Which, personally, I don't.
I vote no.
Yeah, I'm voting no
On
as
that.
well.
We've got the green oil, which it turns out was there and not in Endethender's cell, as I was increasingly worried it was going to be.
Did we learn we got the name from of this one,
Beauty
right?
and Death.
Yes, we do know the name of that one, so I think that's our next stop.
Sure.
And then it's just dragon blood.
And it's just dragon blood.
Dragon blood. Oh, I can't carry that by the way anymore.
I'll have to figure something else out here.
If you turn into a dragon, can we use your blood?
I can't
No.
turn into a dragon anymore.
It's
No.
a specific dragon.
It is.
Yes.
So where to?
Alright, let's go.
Over here. Whose turn is it to open door? Because it's not Riot's.
Sure as hell not Mahogany's.
The door's marked,
I'm-
so it's already
Doors
open.
are still open.
Yeah, that one's open.
Are you
Wait,
talking
this
about
one?
This one right here?
This one is not open.
Oh. I didn't
Oh.
realize we're going through that one.
Yeah, neither
Oh wait,
did I.
do we need to? What? Well, it's probably a good idea to.
Listen, Destin Locke spent all this time making this dungeon.
It would be rude if we didn't.
So who's opening
This one
it?
is called The Root's Thirst.
Who's opening it? Liberation opened the last one.
Nath is completely spent at this point.
Actually, nobody needs to open this.
No?
No, all we need to do is go into Beauty and Death and get the vial, and then get the dragon blood.
Sounds good to me.
So you're just gonna say fuck this room? I am in agreement.
Do we know the liquids in Beauty and Death?
We know it's in the dining hall.
Okay.
We know it's in that area. We were told specifically it's in that area.
Got it.
So we need to suss out which one of these spots your little blue goo stuff goes into.
Yeah, actually. Hey,
Yeah.
no, I was talking. Hey, Nath.
Hmm.
What does if you had a casting of Disintegrate available, how much of these walls could you blow up with it?
A casting?
Yeah.
An area about the size of the door in a square. 10 feet.
Would it go 10 feet past that, or is it just one little?
It's a single. It would destroy a single cube.
Okay. I think we might be able to actually get to the dragon's room through Oblivion if we blow a hole in the wall there.
That sounds like a super bad idea.
You
I mean,
think?
I've been considering a few times when I had the Valency disintegrating a chunk of the wall, but haven't tried it yet. Also, I'm completely tapped right now. If you want to disintegrate, the best I can do is
Yeah,
magic
but
missile.
we're all super tapped. We can go through Beauty and Death, and then I think it might be time for a rest after that.
My only concern is carrying the wood, because I don't think we want to rest with that in someone's stomach. But if we want to try lighting the candle in there.
No, not in there, but maybe back in the music room.
Which one's the music room?
Oh, back. What? Nope, that's not. Oh, that was the Illithid room. Yeah, which Nath would never rest in. So yeah.
No, I've inspected the area thoroughly. It's as safe from Illithids as any place on this plane is, which is not.
So are we going to go back and take a rest, or are we going to press on to a new room?
I think we want to do Beauty and Death before a rest, and that's gonna be the last room before the rest.
So who's opening the door going into...
Oh, wait a second.
Super tree just
Hang on, hang on,
daggers.
hang on. We'd have to come back here to blow that hole in the wall, or we would have to go back. Well, we might be able to do it from Discordance' room. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. Anyway, yeah, let's go on to Beauty and Death.
Okay, so
All right.
Kelian
is
can
someone
unlock
gonna
the silver
try the
doors.
whole thing where they open it normally
Yeah.
but holding the key?
What's up, Munchausen?
he does not bar your passage.
Is he offended by me wearing the shape of a brontosaurus?
I thought you were a Triceratops.
Triceratops, thank you.
So Riot's opening the door?
Oh, did we not pipe in this one? That was dumb.
It's not marked.
Okay,
No, we
yeah.
didn't.
No, Riot's not up in the door. Riot doesn't have a lot of HP left.
Kelian, stick his finger in.
Kelian,
Yeah.
2 maximum hit points. What's the plan for getting across the cube room?
Let's tighten it this time.
Yeah, I'll shape change back because I got to in order to jump anyway. And like the very few spell charges I have left are enough for me to get jump at least.
Okay.
That's jump for everybody.
No, jump for me and then I carry you.
Okay.
Well, not you because I'm assuming you can just jump it yourself.
It's fair.
do Kelian first,
Okay.
then Riot. Then
Riot
Nath.
quickly leaves this area, turns a face away from the gears.
Yeah.
Then Zook. And then if Kelian and Liberation hasn't done it next, I'll jump back for him. Grab him.
I just wanted to be your friend, Mahogany.
I got you, bro.
I know the phrase is "I got you, fam."
All right, and now who? Which is called those lessers. They did all the.
So we have a gold door here. Who's opening
What's
this
this
one?
white line here, Brick?
That was a portal that somebody came out of at one point,
Oh, okay.
is my guess.
I'll open this door.
All right,
Okay.
Liberation. 2 maximum hit points.
Those lesser are sated.
The door opens, and you granted entry into the the dining room.
Let's pipe this
You're
one.
not still a
Pardon this one,
Triceratops,
please?
are you?
How many pipes we got left?
No, I'm not still a Triceratops.
Okay. Can you be a Triceratops?
If I needed to, but I've only got one
Okay.
use of Wild Shape left.
Well, the only offense I have left is this haste. If it
That's
comes
a
down
good
to
one.
that fight, you're gonna be. Just let me know.
Yep.
Hey, and who's opening Beauty and Death?
I don't want to do any more of these because a lot of the shapes that I Wild Shape into have very low max HPs.
Okay.
I like at the beginning of the adventure, these doors were just, no big deal, it's 1 hit point. And now that we've been racking it up for a while,
Riot will do it if no one else steps up.
Riot. -2 max hit points. And opening the room beyond. And it is fairly bizarre. Now, the room is very clearly partitioned into 2 halves. It's a very comfortable room, partitioned into 2 halves, north and south. And immediately you notice that this is the room used as a quarters by the 2 Aranese lieutenants. They're lounging quarters for the 2 Aranese. Some of their personal effects of various types of weapons and armor and clothing. And a wide variety of exotic food and drink. And no small amount of wealth. My notes just say wealth.
Nondescript money.
But the 2 halves of the room look like they were decorated by very different minds. Clearly these 2 lieutenants had very different sets of priorities.
So they like 90s sitcomed this room.
Exactly. This is a
Wow.
Rachel and Monica situation.
I'm gonna search room for any sign of this healing we're told about.
Hey, make an investigation check.
Can I aid in that?
Sure.
Do it at advantage.
Oh
right?
yeah. Yeah, gotta do the advantage. Although that's pretty good. That's even better. It's a 21.
A 21.
Mhm.
Not finding anything, nothing non-alcoholic liquid in this room.
Mhm.
What you do find, though, is essentially a formula to make what's called the Semultar bile. This is a kind of like a healing poultice. It has strong healing properties for devils. And it is kept not in the dining room, but in the barracks below it, to the south.
So here.
Nope, south. This is the dining room. The barracks will be down here.
Oh,
See on
gotcha.
the other map.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's just this doesn't go anywhere.
Okay.
So you found the recipe.
Unless you
Yeah.
guys want to loot some coins, there's not much else in here.
Riot doesn't care about coin. Kelian, it's up to you. I mean,
Steal
you know,
this
how,
coin.
you know how well that went last time.
What's all in the recipe? What things do we have to gather?
Oh, you don't have to gather anything. They store it in the barracks to the south.
Okay.
Yeah. We were just looking in the wrong. We didn't have to go in here at all.
Well, we need the recipe, right? I don't know how to mix the stuff.
No, it's there. It's stored somewhere in the barracks.
Oh,
So we got this one for free.
but wait. It's
Yeah.
stored, but we have no way of storing the composed fluid, but we could probably store the ingredients and mix it at the seal room.
That
I
actually
guess.
makes sense. We have multiple tablets now.
I don't know why I did that. So, stepping into the barracks, you've got this large platform, in this about 20 feet up off the ground, and it continues another 20 or 30 feet above that, ends in a vaulted ceiling, similar to the permission giver's room.
Remember that?
Kick off the wall and go up there.
And climb up there,
Yeah, I'll do it.
and there are 30 Abishai waiting for you,
Oh no!
Each with a held action.
each with a held action. No, climbing up into the Abishai roost, you see where there's a lot of sleeping mats laid out for them. The Abishai, you're beginning to notice they're not particularly treated very well amongst pit fiends. They're just the rank and file. They're just the foot shoulders. But while the Abishai have very little value, there is a cauldron in the center of the roost, boiling away.
Liberation hops back down. Says, "Pass me a rope."
Yeah, I've got a rope.
Yay! Liberation hops back up, lowers the rope down.
And Riot climbs up.
So yeah, it looks like this is it.
Looking into the cauldron, it's just this bubbling, acidic substance, and the smell of it is just wretched. It really does just smell like sick.
As much as I would love
Cool.
to eat this and then throw it up later,
Mm-hmm.
looking at it now, I'm not feeling so keen on that idea.
Is
Right,
there a
right.
fire under the cauldron?
No, this cauldron's just set on the floor, but it is radiating heat.
All right, who's got a mug?
Wait, I might have one of those magic mugs. I do still have that magic mug.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I super have mine as well. Don't worry.
Liberation.
I wasn't giving that boy up.
Takes a magic mug and dips it into the cauldron.
Okay, and you have a mug of essentially vomit. Boiling, acidic devil vomit.
All right, so we're gonna have to be careful getting this back down, but we should have no trouble.
Wonder why the acidic could only be kept in the stomach.
Just be careful.
Yep,
when we go
climb
back
down.
Okay, and what's next?
Guess we take this back to the circle room and try it out. Hey,
All right.
Right. Let's look at this map together. Let's see if. I mean, I
I
think
don't
the
wanna go
idea
back-
of
I don't wanna go back to the
disintegrating our
circle
way
right
in
now.
the art. I mean, I could cast clairvoyance and try and use that as a probing tool to see if we're right in the positioning.
Can you do that now, or do you have to wait?
No, I'd have to. I have absolutely nothing left right.
so you think we should take the rest now? Light the candle.
But I mean, I can't think of a better
This
way
is
to do it
actually-
unless you. Sorry.
This roost is actually a good place for it. So I'll climb up here and pull the rope up from beneath us. I doubt the Holloman could get up here.
I bet they can.
Well, I bet they won't when we stop time.
Yeah, that's true too. But have you seen them fly? I haven't seen them fly.
I've
I'd
seen
be
them
worried
climb
about
on walls.
javelins, but if we're in the center, yeah, they'd probably just step out of the walls.
True. Okay.
Unless anyone else has a better divination. Like the problem with clairvoyance is it competes with dispels and.
Yeah, I
Would
wouldn't.
divination not work here at all?
Yeah, divination also is messed up. I just want to blow that hole. I'm pretty sure that'll work.
So do we? I just want to see if we can figure out exactly what all needs to be before we start burning disintegrates on it.
Yeah. Let's go. Well, there's nothing between us and the music room right now, so we can pace that off right now.
Yeah.
So,
How accurate? And as I start pacing things off, I'll start making mental notes. How accurate is Terran map to scale?
it seems to have been okay so far. And Riot walks up and down the length of the room, pacing, comparing it along the way at every step. And then walks back up here and says, okay, Nath, you see if you can figure this out. Based on the size of this map compared to the number of paces, that should be about 10 or 12 paces, I think.
Yeah.
Out to Hrusavar's chamber.
Can earth elementals move through stone?
I can move through stone, but this isn't natural stone.
This is
It's all magic
work.
as shit.
Right.
That's the reason why Mahogany's not even convinced the disintegration is a good idea.
Yeah.
But disintegration works on magical stone as well as non-magical, right?
It works
Sure.
on some magical constructs, but
Well, the other thing can try is teleport, because I think I have a good idea of where it is. Like I said, about 12 paces in, say 14, just for safety. I could get all of us in and out, although burn a couple of high-level charges.
the only other option I have is to wish and spoof a pass wall.
I don't think that'll work for the same reason that the Earth Elemental stuff won't.
Yeah, like I
Actually,
was saying, I know disintegrate might work, but earth elemental definitely.
I have the charges to get us in and
Sorry, I dropped off there for a second.
I have the charges to get us in and out
Right now.
Mm-hmm. I have enough charges to do that, and not a lot else.
How exactly are you considering convincing a black dragon to give us their blood?
I'm really good at convincing people to do things.
We have to bring that chalice as well.
Yeah. Mahogany, can you wild shape into something that can carry that chalice?
How Brickred,
Yes.
this is such a weird abstraction
Yeah.
that I apologize for having to ask, but what kind of strength are we talking about to carry this chalice?
I mean, this thing was made for a fire giant to drink out
So
of.
fire giant strength.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's probably somewhere around 23, 24 if I had to guess.
Okay.
But I mean, you could carry it with considerably less strength than that. It would just be more and more difficult.
Yeah.
Like, you could pick up a cup in your house, but somebody who's got a quarter of your strength could still lift that cup. It would just be more difficult.
It would just be unpleasant, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Then gather round. Because
So
Riot
we're
does
doing this
Riot
without-
does still have glibness up.
Okay. How long does that
Let's
last?
go over to this.
An hour.
Okay.
Let's go over to this chalice.
The worst thing is that the highest strength thing I can wild shape into is a giant shark. That's not going to do it.
No, giant shark would not be helpful in this situation.
Yeah.
So we're all going to gather around the chalice,
Mm-hmm.
teleport to some vague area together,
Mm-hmm.
even though most of you have no spell charges left.
Mm-hmm.
Hope
Yeah,
you can deal with the dragon on the other side, and then
Mhm.
teleport back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm kind of against this idea.
What
No,
could
I'm
possibly go wrong
actually
with it?
very against this idea. Because if things go south, we're tapped on resources.
Do you all want another healing charge? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm saying.
I mean, even that, I'm still basically useless. Point.
Think about it this way, McDohl. If we all white, we don't have to worry about playing on over Christmas.
All right, just Riot. Are you ready to teleport us back out at the first opportunity?
Yeah,
Okay,
I will
let's go
do that.
back.
Do you all want a healing though? I can do one healing.
Yeah, that's probably.
I think probably the best way for me to get this chalice is for me to wild shape into something now, and for you to like strap it on me. 'Cause
Okay.
I can't wild shape into anything with hands that can
Wait, what are you
hold
gonna be?
like probably a Triceratops.
Okay. Do we have anything that could strap it to you?
Got rope.
Yeah, we do have rope. Okay.
Riot.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna say that you have a description of the room you want to go to
Mm-hmm.
for purposes of teleport,
Okay.
because you've never even viewed it once.
Mm-hmm. This can be
So
fine.
this is gonna be fine, right? So the way this works is Riot's gonna roll percentile, and the higher this roll is, the better for you all. And description is the worst case scenario for teleport.
Mm,
So you're gonna throw out that healing first?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You guys are gonna be babies about it.
Oh.
All right, I'm sitting at 38 hit points. I don't know about anybody else.
I'm kidding.
No, I'm not joking. I'm just letting you know. Like,
Uh-huh.
I'm 10 down from max. I keep
Yeah, but your
spending all my
max is a
time
lot
as a
lower.
different shape.
Let's see here. The sad thing about this spell is that it does not scale in any way. Where's that last D6? There's got to be one around. Oh well.
Guess how many hit points Zook has, guys?
A lot.
69.
I knew you were gonna say
Nice.
that. I just knew it.
So you're 11 years old.
Yep.
Okay.
And proud of it.
Okay, I've got 121 hit points. Dole out. Who's the worst off?
Liberation is 29 down.
Okay. Who's the
Oh,
worst
I'm-
off?
I have 100 damage right now.
It's Nath.
Okay, Nath take 50.
Yep.
Riot will take 40. Now we have got 31 left. 31 left.
Split 15 between Zook and Liberation then.
Okay.
How's Kelian?
Oh, yeah,
Kieran's
how you?
good. Once he got his initial blast of healing, he was good.
He wouldn't be if my mimic had gotten a turn.
You're welcome.
All right, Riot.
Yeah.
Time to roll some percentile dice.
It is time.
It is
that time now.
Metal
Metal's
is
10s.
okay. Got you.
No.
Okay.
23.
Go ahead and take 20 points of force damage,
Mm-hmm.
Everybody?
all of you, and roll again.
Okay.
Nope.
How about a 36?
36. Take another 20 points of force damage
Jesus.
Roll again.
and roll again.
Oh my god.
If Riot goes unconscious, does the spell end?
Yes. Yes, it does.
I think some of us are lower than Riot though. Oh my god.
Oh, no.
28.
28.
Oh my god. No.
Not my fault.
Not like
10
this.
points of force damage.
Not like
my
this.
fault.
Mm-hmm.
Roll again.
I'm gonna be fine.
Not like this.
We're on Mr. Toad's wild ride here. 77.
77.
Give up on this stupid adventuring thing.
Now you take 7d10 of force damage. Riot,
Mm-hmm.
tab the place where you want to teleport to.
Oh Christ! Come on.
Let me look at the map because Riot spent a long time doing this.
Yeah.
Rat's here. Oh wait, nope. Right here.
Right there? You sure?
Mm-hmm.
If you're
Yeah.
1 pixel off, I'm rolling more force damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you all tumble basically on top of Hrunsivar, who is an enormous iron-colored dragon. And it's an uncomfortable landing into this room that you've never seen before. After several attempts of trying to teleport into solid stone or just terrible, terrible mishaps. Anything below a 43 is a mishap. You needed...
Wait, this is important, Burgo. Do we actually tumble onto him? Because I'm very heavy.
You do. But he's also he's much larger than you are. Yeah, you needed the 74 or better to hit your target.
Riot,
I told y'all they'd be fine.
I've
So-
thrown out disintegrates that did less than that.
Never again.
Well, you didn't want to disintegrate the wall, now did you? So we did this.
You guys remember that scene in Watchmen where she gets teleported and then immediately has to throw up?
Yep.
What just happened to all
exactly
of
what
you?
I'm thinking.
I'm looking at this map, and if we had disintegrated, I don't think we would have gotten in.
I think we're like 3 feet short, yeah. Like a foot or two.
Or how they describe the teleportation failures in Harry Potter.
So, Hrunsivar is a wretched-looking creature. He's a dragon, or was at one point, but he's been brutally mutilated. His wings, claws, eyes, and horns have all been painfully and grotesquely removed, so he's just covered in scar tissue. A lot of his scales have been torn away or otherwise defaced, and it gives him the appearance of this like large, pitiful snake. He's got painful, rusty bands placed around his neck, his torso, his tail, lashing into the floor of this room. And you can see where the scales have been peeled away, revealing the sickly skin underneath. And the skin is crisscrossed with what looks like whip marks. As soon as you land on this thing, I mean, you all tumble off of him and roll off onto the ground. Looking in this direction, you see primarily darkness. Otherwise, the room is just this tiny, cramped space that this dragon is curled up into.
Natural darkness or magical?
Magical.
Okay.
Because it would be an extension of the darkness from the Nightmare Zone.
Yeah.
And after you roll off, there's some commotion in the room that seems to stir the dragon.
Us arguing about this teleportation.
Nobody's got spell slots left? We all just took 50 damage? We're good with this?
We're good.
Okay.
Hey man, I still got 40 fake HP left.
Riot, there's basalt in my finger.
That'll buff right out.
And the dragon speaks. And it says, "It has been a very long time since I have entertained the master's guests.
Hi, we're not the master's guests.
And he seems saddened by this revelation.
Mm-hmm.
He says that is most unfortunate.
Why is that?
He says because Master Locke is a very powerful amongst the fiends. His reach extends in many directions, and it's always glorious when he brings allies and comrades to the compound here. Sometimes he lets me speak to them, and those days are joyous indeed. But to find out that you are not guests saddens me, for I don't know if I should speak with you."
Oh, it's okay. You can speak with us.
He says you have received permission.
Mm-hmm. And that's not even a lie. We have permission. The keeper gave us permission to go.
He says then today is a happy day.
Grecian groans as he says this. No, this isn't a happy day.
Happy's back in Sickle.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
That's it, folks. Campaign's over.
Yep.
Don't forget to tip your waiters.
So what's next?
Right? You're the one who wanted to do it this way, so
Yeah.
it's your baby.
We also the keeper also gave us permission, and the reason that we're here actually gave us permission to have, and she motions over to the wild shaped mahogany with the tankard strapped to him. Permission to sample a bit of your blood.
Well, you motion over, but you can tell that he can't see. His eyes have
Yeah.
long been torn out.
Yeah, we brought a glass, but it's why we're here. We were told to sample it.
Again, a little bit saddened, he says, I see. And he shifts his weight, and you see, usually when a dragon goes to take a nap, he naps on a pile of treasure. Hruncevar is napping on a pile of rusty blades, implements of torture, things that have prodded and poked his skin for centuries. And one of these things, I mean, there's many options to take. There are great swords and battle axes and large, terrible scythes. And he raises his head as far as he is able with this metal band clasped around his neck. And he bears to you this big patch of sickly flesh that has deep scars from gouges in it.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells you, he bids you take what you need.
Okay. Right.
And over
gets
the
a
mind
dagger.
link, I'll just send a liberation. We're gonna do something about this once we're arrested, right?
Yeah, definitely.
We're gonna disintegrate.
Right gets a dagger and motions mahogany to get the tankard underneath.
He lumbers over.
So this is just like Riot's dagger from her, like that she keeps in her boot.
Yeah.
Kelian, give us the magic sword.
Okay, that dagger does
Oh.
not get through this dragon's flesh.
Yeah. Probably not.
Actually, Kelian, you're probably the best with this blade here.
You're probably the best one at removing flesh from people.
Sure.
You're attuned to Terran's sword, right?
Yeah.
Make a wisdom check.
That's good.
Yeah.
I almost wanted it to be bad, but it's good.
Yeah.
Terran used this sword in the service of the Platinum Dragon, and it was gifted to you by his comrade, who is also a paladin in the service of the Platinum Dragon. Something strikes you as a very bad idea to use this sword to further this dragon's torment.
That sounds like a bad idea, actually.
All right. In that
You know
case,
what?
Riot gets out the fork and says, "Okay, I'll tap it."
As far as you know, Ostrom doesn't give a shit about dragons.
Right.
Dragon turtles, maybe.
So
What do you
Riot-
think, Mahogany? This is gonna be like 3 regenerates?
Of the dragon? What kind of
That's-
dragon is it?
So you spork this thing in the neck,
Yeah, and I guess it bleeds into the tankard.
and Hruzafar grunts loudly as you pierce his flesh with your magical fork, and his blood boils out of the wound and begins filling up this goblet. And he groans in pain as it does so.
Sorry about
Once-
this,
Once
but it had to be done.
And he says it is a joy to be useful to friends of my master.
once liberation once we've got what we need, liberation goes up and casts healing word to close the wound.
And you
This is
do
like if
so,
Pete's dragon was a metaphor for depression.
but the magic does not take hold, and the wound does not close. And Hruncevar, looking weaker than ever now that you've filled up this giant goblet of his blood, lowers his head back down, curling on his pile of blades.
Riot cast teleport.
Okay, going where?
Is there anywhere we've studied carefully?
Yeah.
Back in the music room, because she was geometry the hell out of that room.
Yeah. But on the other hand, it's gonna be hard across the gears of Acheron. So I'm wondering if I would be able to teleport into
What
Uh,
You'd be
about
able to-
probably
what
gold
about
doors
what's
in the way.
room?
I mean, my thought is the room for Montevention. Like, did we study that while we were in there?
Yeah, Montevention or the center seal room would be good.
So what's going to happen is they're probably going to close all the doors again, and they're going to be just as hard to open.
I would
Go through
I would target the Illithid room then.
Okay.
I just don't know how familiar you are with it.
I would rule that any room that you've been in, I would say, is very familiar, because below that is seen casually, and that doesn't really describe rooms that you've been fighting in all this time.
Yeah. I'll say the Illithid room in that case.
You still have a 5% chance of a mishap.
Which would kill Nath at this point.
That's fine.
I know, it just put me at my first failed save.
Okay, we're at 42.
And you're trying to get to the Illithid room?
Yes.
Okay. Here's where you end up.
That's weird.
So the spell takes hold, but you do not end up where you assumed you would. You end up back in Thusius' room.
I kind of thought that might happen.
That's
But
fine.
this is all right. We've already had one rest in here, so let's take another one for God's sake.
And yeah, we're lighting a candle for this one, right?
For
Alright,
this one, we're lighting a candle.
Is there? All right, I have one spell slot left. It's literally a first level slot. What do we want to identify? With the stuff we've got.
These rings that might make people invisible.
That sounds useful.
good to me.
Okay.
I will use one of the pearls, my last spell slot, to identify.
The
That's my last
creation of this magic item, it's like a series of rings that slips over your fingers, but the rings are joined. They're connected one to the other. Kind of like a knuckle duster situation. The creation of this object was extremely traumatic because it required fell magics from Beator, as well as blood and muscle and bone and fluid from the person who wore it. The item, when you slip it on, will make you invisible for the entire time you're wearing it. However, if it's put on by anybody except the person it was intended for, it will snip off their fingers.
Boo! Boo!
How strong is it? Will it snip off their fingers?
It is a guarantee.
Like if we put it on a dragon, it would snip off its fingers.
It would.
It's a bummer.
I mean, it wouldn't fit on a dragon to begin with.
Anybody want some bum rings of invisibility?
Zook raises his hand.
Nonsense.
He says he'll figure it out later.
So Riot rolled an 11 on her healing check, so that's what you guys get for Song of Rest during this.
I have a second question, actually, because we might come to find some use for this. It'll snip off their fingers, but you said that it'll do that in addition to working, right?
But once it snips off your fingers, you're no longer wearing it.
Yeah, you're no longer wearing it.
And then I guess you
Because
couldn't pick it up and put it on your other hand because now you don't have any fingers.
Will it only snip off your fingers once?
No, I mean it'll snip off as many fingers as you want.
I know where Nodal is going with it, and I'm sure Brick has thought of every exception.
I'm just saying, we put that on somebody, and then I cast Regenerate on them, and we stick their fingers back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. I don't think.
So who's lighting their candle to take a long rest in this room? Or are you going to chance it?
No, we're not gonna. We need a long rest.
Right.
not a-
Yeah.
Who's
There's
still
only
got one?
16 random encounter checks.
I still got one.
Freeze time.
I feel. Wait, so we used. Did you use yours already?
I still have mine marked on my sheet. But...
Yeah, so Nodal will use his.
Okay, I'll use mine this time.
Okay. And I need a little bit of time to think about spells. You mind if we take like a 5-minute?
Yeah, we're kind of up on the normal ending time of the stream.
Yeah, we are going to do a supersized session tonight, which means we're going to take a second break here. So yeah, go ahead and take 15 minutes.
Okay.
I'm going to put Elizagirth back on screen.
And not again, Destil.
Good old Destil's good old
Destil.
buzzing.